Welcome back, horror fans. We are the Killer Media Podcast. I am Tim. This is Nick, and today we're going to talk about my sick new haircut.
And that's the whole episode.
Yeah, we're just talking about my new cut. It's fresh. Anyway, before we jump into today's episode, which is a continuation of the Battle Royale we did last week, or 2 weeks ago, whenever you're seeing this.
Yeah, whenever you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Before this episode comes out, the Substance episode will be out.
Yeah, so you'll be watching that. And that's got some fun information about our giveaway, so pay attention to that. But before we jump into all the goodness that is the Battle Royale, we want to make sure you are subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. We need the support to grow as one community. Yeah,
That's awesome.
See what I did? And if you're subscribed, you'll be entered into our giveaway. And you would know that because you watched the last episode.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that. And we really appreciate it, you know. We want to build the community up. So hit that subscribe button, slash it, kill it, smack it. I don't know, do whatever you want.
Comment it.
Comment. Follow us on all our socials.
Comment it to the ground.
Yes. Curb it. Stomp it.
Stop it.
And then we'll give you a little shout out when you subscribe.
Yeah.
We will announce all of our new subscribers and followers on every social media.
Even if there's 1 million.
Yeah. That'll be a whole episode.
I
don't care.
Be the whole episode.
Because it's all you who make this happen.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. You don't think you do, but you do. So
you think you could do these things.
You think you can do these things, Nemo, but you just can't. With that being said, we are going to continue the Battle Royale with our remaining characters. We have left. Who is left standing? Nobody's injured.
Nobody.
We didn't do that this time.
No.
Because, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. So
it really doesn't. It's up to us. We control everything.
We are God.
Yeah.
We have Jack Torrance making an appearance, a return.
Yes.
We have Marty from Cabin in the Woods.
Marty, I'm scared.
Yeah. We have Norman Bates. We have Mia Allen from The Evil Dead remake. John Carver, who's carving up the revenge. He's going to carve up the competition. We got Naru from Prey. Wins. She just wins. We have Erin, who Pamela unfortunately couldn't handle. I think she could have. Then we have Ricky. I don't know. He's a pretty good contender there.
He is.
We have Jim, 28 Days Later, and Norman Nordstrom, who's also a beast. So this time,
3 top contenders.
Yeah.
For me.
And one's blind.
Norman Nordstrom. 4.
Yeah.
Norman Nordstrom, Ricky, Erin, and Naru.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe John Carver up there because
Jack's up there
he's
too. He's just psychotic in the brain.
Yeah. Well, they're all psychotic.
They're all top contenders. Maybe not Marty. I haven't seen that. I don't know. But he made it to the second round, so it's good enough. Good on him. Good on Marty.
He's ripped.
Marty from Madagascar.
Yeah, Madagascar.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. This time we're not, we're not gonna do any stories this time.
Yeah, this time. So let us know how you like this version of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part 2 of the original.
Yes.
We wanted to see something live, not live to you guys because it's an episode,
right.
But to us, this is on the whim.
Yeah, we'll make it up on the spot. We're gonna spin a wheel like on our phones, and we're gonna pit them up like that. So there was no prior planning. So there's not gonna be any story like set up for this.
Yeah.
It's just gonna basically just be like you're in a hallway 1v1.
Yeah.
Who would win with I guess just I don't know raw strength. Do they have weapons?
Whatever they use, whatever maybe we thought about from before.
All right, whatever their main choice of weapon is in their movie, they have it.
Yeah.
Maybe not guns. That's instant kill. No guns.
Yeah.
We'll give them a knife. It's a knife fight. So we're gonna roll with that. So we'll spin the wheel. I guess you have the characters here.
Yeah.
So we'll start here with the wheel. I'm spinning now. Round and round the wheel it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows.
I mean, actually number them just so
no birthday
I don't
party.
have to count each time.
Number 2.
Marty.
Marty is going to go against. I should have hit remove.
Yeah, you should have.
But I didn't. I'll do it next time. Marty versus Marty. Actually, number 3.
Norman Bates.
All right, Marty and Norman. So let's remove that. So we have Marty, who's Cabin in the Woods, ripped, and Norman Bates, a frail man who dresses like his mama with a knife. What is Marty's choice weapon?
Well, he
Is it
used a
like-
gun
Oh, okay. Well, he's not. He doesn't
at the
have a gun.
end.
He's ripped though.
He is.
All right.
As I said before in the part 1 in the actual movie, when everyone's going into the lake, taking their shirts off, he had to keep his shirt on. Like the director was like, "You have to keep your shirt on
Really?
because it'll ruin like what your character."
Oh,
looks
is he
like."
not supposed to be a ripped guy?
No,
Oh,
he's just
that's funny.
a skinny stoner, weak-looking stereotype.
That's kind of funny that they had.
But his whole character is supposed to defy that. So,
Gotcha.
but it still would have like not believable. Like he
Right. Yeah. So he's ripped, but he's not supposed to be. So he's supposed to be a weak guy.
Yeah.
Who's just a stoner. Who was he against last week? Marty was against like how strong are we making Marty here?
John Kramer. So
okay, so an old guy. So he can withstand an old guy who cracks. But now that he's got a younger guy who's not super strong, but they probably have a knife. We'll give them both, I guess, the same weapon here because you can just shoot him and kill him. That's kind of easy. We'll give them both a knife.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of even. If they're both scrawny, However, like Norman Bates killed his mom, but she's defenseless.
Yeah.
Like, can you? Like, I haven't seen those movies. I don't know if he can withstand any like actual beating, but I kind of feel like it's a toss up.
I mean, Marty put up
a good fight.
Well, he did in his movie. He survived to the very end.
All right.
It's a little bit ambiguous at the end because of you've never seen it, but the way the outcome is, it's not really a happy ending. But they win in their own sense. Right. But I mean, Marty throughout the whole, he's smart enough to know everything. So, if it's an even fight, if we're thinking Marty versus Norman, and Marty, technically the actor is ripped.
Right.
He's probably more than Norman Bates. Norman's a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Marty would still win.
I'll give it to Marty.
He had a gun, so he shot a werewolf, but he was able to withstand a lot of
a werewolf. See, that's
the monsters strong. In the facility at the end.
Right.
Like he was. I mean, most of the time they ran, I think. But I would say Marty's going to win this.
All right, I can get down with that.
You can get down.
I can get down with it. Kind of even fight. It's not like power levels are like way out of line there, so it's a toss up. I can see it. The Norman Bates pretty scrawny. Yeah. He's just psycho.
He's just psycho.
And you could have that psycho strength, but like, in a 1v1, I think he can be overpowered. So Marty's moving on.
Marty.
Good job, Marty. Marty.
Norman loses.
Bye, Norm. See you later. Alrighty, let's spin that wheel. Round and round the wheel it goes. Where it stops, no birthday party. Number 8.
Number 8 is... No, Ricky.
Sorry, Ricky. Red. Remove. Spin that wheel. Round it round. Who's going to get it? Ricky versus the man. Spin again.
Oh, Marty. I'll remove the choice because it's going to land on 2.
Yeah.
Stupid ad. What?
Ads.
You got to hit the...
Okay.
They make the X so small.
Right, so you click the ad.
God.
Cancel.
Oh, who's number 1? Jack. Torance.
Oh, 2 psychos. 2 absolute psychos. Now, just a hallway. Are you red in the hallway?
Like a very thin hallway that they have nowhere to go.
They both got axes. Right, it's axe versus an axe.
It is.
He had an axe. Yeah. Give me his axe. We should put
Ricky is bigger than Jack.
I'd say. He's pretty strong, tall, and I mean he picked up that guy with one hand, and he looked pretty pissed. I mean, Jack couldn't beat his frail wife.
Yeah.
And child. He's a presence, but presence. He's a physical presence, but can he really get the job done? He didn't.
Jack does have a good presence, but Ricky has
Plus
actual raw strength.
He does.
Compared to Jack.
Plus, Jack is just like drunk all the time, so he might, be like missing, which could give him an edge. But it's Ricky.
It is Ricky.
It's Ricky.
Ricky wins.
It's garbage
everything.
Day. He's creative in his skills.
He didn't specifically use his hands to do this, but he was able to shoot a car and then it goes off.
Yeah, he shot a car with like one bullet and it like swerved out and blew up.
He was able to do that. Jack, I don't think he has that on one of his on his resume.
No, I don't think so. He has no. He's got one confirmed kill, a defenseless guy. So, I think it's good old Rick.
How easily? All right, I'm going to say that Ricky will beat Jack. But how easily do you think Ricky would beat Jack? Do you think how much of a fight Jack would put up?
I think it's a pretty good fight. I think it'll be a good fight.
Like if somebody animated this, please do so.
Yeah,
Jack versus Ricky.
I think it could be a good fight. It's not going to be like a 2-second fight, but again, it's 2 axes. So like, is there going to be any like? It's hard to like imagine it. Like, how do we want to describe it? Like,
it's up to us,
right? Like, do we want to have the axe? They both hit the axe, then it flies out, then it's a fist fight.
Does Ricky gain even more strength when he's in his Santa outfit? Does the outfit have some magic? Because he sees red, he goes in a rage.
Yes.
If he's wearing red,
he is red.
He's even he gets even more enraged.
Is he wearing the Santa outfit or the good old blue sweater?
Blue sweater, it's a classic.
The blue sweater. So no Santa. So he's got no red. The only red he sees is the blood that he's gonna create. Maybe that's his edge. He nicks Jack. He sees the red blood and he just goes psycho.
Yeah. Okay.
But what if Jack's got some Jack Daniels? His choice drink. What if he just sips some of that?
Yeah. Which this was part of one of the trivia we did.
Yeah.
And I looked it up that he asks for whiskey, or trying to Luke and Frank would know.
Yeah.
But it was saying that he asked for
Jack Daniels.
He didn't like the actual Jack Daniels isn't whiskey. It's bourbon. Like what is it?
Yeah.
It's every.
Oh yeah, every bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
Yeah. So when he asked for a drink, technically Jack Daniels wouldn't make sense on what he asked for.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one. I like both the characters. Ricky's just hilarious.
Who do you like more, though? It all comes down to who we like more.
So there's clearly a better movie, but
yeah,
character-wise, Ricky's a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm scared of Jack. I think I'd be good pals with Ricky. I think you could talk your way out of it. Just beef him up.
As long as you're not wearing red.
Yeah, just beef him up. Talk him up.
Beef him up.
Like talk a good game about him.
Okay. Yeah, I like how you.
Yeah, he'll be your buddy. Jack, I think, is just going to kill you no matter what. Which again, might be an edge. But raw strength, it's Ricky because of what we've seen. He literally picked the guy up with one hand and stuck an umbrella through him. That's pretty strong.
That is strong.
Like,
Jack took down a door with an axe,
and it took a lot.
It's an axe.
It took a lot of hits.
It's an axe, so normal people can do that, but depending on how many hits that took.
True.
Roughly how many hits did it take?
You're trying to imagine. It's winding up. Maybe like 5 or 6.
And he didn't break. Did he break down the whole door, or did he get enough just to grab his hand?
It was just the head. Helper, hand me the box, the movie. Funny enough, this will come into play.
Say please.
Please. Funny enough, this will come into play. So he only broke like one panel, not the whole door. It was just the panel. So yeah, then again, it wasn't even the full panel. It was just like a slit. But again, how much can an axe do? Thank you. This will come in handy. Let's check this out. The reverse side of this poster here is a play on that movie. This is how much of the door he broke. Not a lot.
Yeah, so he didn't break down the whole door.
Right.
I feel like Ricky could have done that with just his legs.
Oh yeah,
he would have just kicked it.
Did he? Yeah, didn't he like push down the door that had the whole
Oh yeah, because
bureau in it.
he was chasing Mother Superior with
It's
a
kind of
dresser.
It's kind of the same scene in the movie. Maybe they did that on purpose.
I'm gonna give this to Ricky.
Yeah, I think Ricky's just gonna take it. Sorry, Jack, but you've met your match.
Your beloved Jack.
Can you put this on the something?
On the something.
On the something.
On the something.
Yeah. Jack. Jack, goodbye. Ricky wins. He's just too strong.
Yeah.
He pick him up, and he just like chop his head off.
He could probably just one-hand it and just rip his head off.
Or he'd like catch like Jack would swing, but he'd like catch it in his hand. Then he'd have 2 axes.
I know. He just dual wields the axe.
Yeah. He's just going to town.
Yeah.
Do it. All right. Ricky moves on. Next up, as the wheel spins,
who do we have?
Number 7.
Number 7 is Erin from Your Next.
Should have been Pamela.
Yeah, let us know. All right. Who would have? Let us know for each of these fights on if you disagree or agree with how these fights turned out.
John Carver.
And if we're just haxes.
All right, John Carver and Erin. So, John Carver. To be fair, he's kind of a master planner. Oh, I hit the axe.
He is.
Like, in a fist fight, can he do... Again, he has an axe. Can he do much in a fist fight? He is a man, so he has...
Police training,
so he's got somewhat, of an upper edge there. But Erin did withstand 4 guys, like big guys.
I don't know their background.
Like, who had crossbows? Like, they had weapons.
Crossbows. They had decent weapons, but were they just, like, hunters? Like, did they just know how to hunt? Because, like, why would you have a crossbow?
True. They're hunting their prey.
I still have not seen the movie, which we're going to have to watch the movie.
It's kind of...
I don't know. When I was younger, I saw trailers for that and just never watched it.
It seemed like one of those knockoffs of, like, another home... Like, I guess The Strangers. Yeah. Like, the Wish version of, like, The Strangers, I guess. Yeah. I don't know which one, better, but... I never got around to it. I thought it was one of those just lower budget ones. Not knocking low budget movies, but it's on my radar, but just never got around to it.
Yeah, there's, how many movies there are?
A lot.
Like,
surprisingly, the amount of movies that I haven't seen, like horror wise, like I've never seen Psycho, and everybody's like, "What? You never seen that?" There's a lot of movies, so
we've got time.
We got time.
We got lots of time.
That's why we're doing this. We'll experience it together.
Yeah.
Newness. So yeah. I mean, the police training, it's so weird because most of these villains get defeated by women, right?
They do.
And like, good on them, And it's always like a dumb way, like, because they always forgot something. They're like, oh, I missed this step.
It's always the villain's hubris that always gets them.
It's the man mentality of, oh, I'm better than you, but not always, clearly.
Yeah.
Because they just think they are. It's their ego. What is her weapon of choice? Does she use like a knife or an axe? Does
she could use
anything really?
She used household items.
Okay.
From what I remember
like
reading.
A vase, glasses. Yeah. Just throwing them.
Throw the glass.
Yes.
Take this. Protect your eyes too.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess Carver's he's got his axe. He had an axe. I don't know.
How many characters do we have that used an axe?
Oh, a lot of people.
Pretty sure Mia Allen had an axe at one point.
Yeah. Naru's got a hatchet. Mini axe.
He had a
hatchet.
Ricky, an axe.
We should have put Negan on this list.
Would you count him, though?
Oh, he's a villain.
But, I don't know.
He was a villain for a season.
I took, like, all these were slashers, so...
True. He's not a slasher, but...
Jim versus Negan. Because Jim was in an apocalypse, and so was Negan.
This is true. But Negan, he's established. Jim's just a survivor.
That's true.
I mean, okay. I'm tempted to give it to good old John Carver. Just because he's got the police training. He knows how to fight.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't know if the Tackers and Erin, versus Erin in her movie, that they had that type of training. So right. I don't necessarily think Erin's a bad fighter, but compared to John Carver, who has
extensive police training, they're obviously trained to fight and defend themselves.
And it's a 1v1,
right?
Limited amount of things to use. We're only given the basic just to
Yeah.
kind of even it out. So like in raw strength, I think John Carver would kill Erin.
Yeah.
But Erin would give up. She wouldn't give up very easily.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight.
I think it would be a brutal fight.
Mhm.
Because I think flashbacks will be like, fuck this.
The flashbacks from Nam.
Yeah, the Nam.
All right, so John
You
Carver.
think John Carver has been Nam?
I don't know.
Patrick,
and
Patrick Dempsey.
He did pretty much explode, and he's still alive because
Yeah.
they're making a second one. So maybe he's got some extra power there. All right, we have 4 left, and then the final battle. Speaking of 4, number 4.
Number 4
Allen.
is Mia Allen.
It's gonna be Mia versus Naru. It's gonna be a good fight.
It is, because
Training of the hunter, but just a badass, you know? Oh, it is. I called it.
No, Jim.
Naru, 6. That's a 9.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, Mia wins.
Wait, is it a 6? Wait.
That is 6.
Oh, okay.
All right. Tough fight coming in. God, hit the ads. Need a break from the ads? Come on. Stop it. Stop it.
Naru.
Who invented this?
Naru versus Mia Allen.
We got a hunter versus just a pure badass with a chainsaw.
She
Been to hell.
Naru took down a predator.
The most advanced hunter in the universe. By tricking it, by using its own weapon against it. Not easy to do.
She had limited utilities to use.
She had a hatchet. That's it. The Predator's got
definitely
laser cannons.
Definitely messed up in the head. Mia has
she's been to hell.
Been dead as a deadite.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she remembers. I think anyone who's a deadite remembers everything that they do.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one.
She ripped her arm off to get off of the car that was on her during that final fight in her movie. So both of them will fight to the death.
Right.
So it's very hard. Like Naru definitely has more combat skill.
Oh, 100%.
She's a hunter.
She's a hunter, yeah.
So she does have actual tactical.
And she's got this
prowess.
sick axe on a rope that she can swing around.
Yeah.
She's got some range.
It's not kind of looking good for Mia.
No. But then again, she can probably dodge, and once you get in close, then it's, hand to hand. And then she does have a good fighting ability like Mia, obviously. Like, sure, just going to hell and surviving doesn't mean like you have good fighting skills.
They're both small as well.
Yeah.
Naru, I think, would be smaller than Mia. Right. But Mia is also a recovering addict. Ooh, so true. Her body is probably not as strong as it could be.
Right.
But she went through all of Evil Dead in the cabin. So still pretty strong.
Right. But
mentally at least.
But given the wits that Naru has, like the intelligence to use its own weapon against it and to set up the whole trap, brilliant.
It is.
Like, it's tough.
She'd probably be able to think on the spot as well.
Right.
They both could.
Although she doesn't have like areas to like set anything up. They're just like in a hallway. There's no woods this time.
No woods. Ain't out of the woods.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm giving an edge to Naru just because she defeated the ultimate being ever.
Like, do you think Mia could fight a predator? Possibly. She's defeated deadites.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like I didn't expect Naru to defeat the predator, just because of the intelligence of the predator and a young female warrior.
Yeah.
Anybody who goes up against the predator, it's gonna win because that's how the movies go. But then again, you can take anybody and go, Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he's not going to defeat him. So like, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I have to create a whole scenario on how they would like break it down. I can say she could definitely have a fighting chance. Like, it's not like she can't at all.
Yeah.
I think, she's definitely has the ability to stand a chance.
She's had to fight demons.
Right.
Like her demon self or whatever.
Yeah.
At the end. But is that the same as the predator?
Right.
Predator is a little bit more...
Because she doesn't have the intelligence to set up a whole plan, maybe. She's more just run and gun action. That's what she's used to. You can't do that with the Predator because it'll just overpower you and you're dead.
Yeah, in terms of raw strength, I think Naru would be better with that. So in terms of Naru versus Mia, I think Naru would just do the same thing, and Mia's not a predator.
Right.
I think Naru would win this.
Yeah. Plus, she's what do you call that? Her maneuverability is good. Like she can run agility. She can like slide. She can do all these maneuvers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Naru. I think she's gonna win the whole thing. But yeah,
Naru's pretty quick. I'd say.
She's pretty fast.
Naru. Wait, how is it? Is it Naru?
I think it's Naru.
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 What's her name ever said?
Mama.
I've only seen the movie once. I gotta watch that again.
It's so good. All right, final two. We don't need to spin because we know. Jim. Oh, all right. Norman. Easy win.
He's on sabbatical.
He's on sabbatical. Norman versus Jim. Norman wins. I mean, he's military.
Norman Nordstrom, military training, is blind, but
Jim, a scrawny old survivor.
Yeah, as soon he's stronger than a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
All right, Ricky versus Norman? Who would win though on that that front?
Part of me feels like Ricky just charges and like Norman wouldn't even have time to do something, quick enough. Plus, he's got an axe.
Yeah.
Even without the axe, I think Ricky's raw strength can just overpower like his ability to sense things.
Like we might be getting ahead of ourselves because Ricky did win, so I'm still thinking like versus Norman or Jack Torrance. Norman versus John Carver.
Right.
Like, would he even be able to defeat John Carver?
Right.
They both have military training. I don't know if John military training, but at least police training.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of police officers might have been in military training. I don't know how big the difference is. Right. Probably a big difference. But still definitely tactical. Norman but Norman versus Jim. I feel like this is kind of like an easy...
Yeah, Jim's just out. I don't know if he can really fight, Like, sure, he can kill zombies, but he can't...
This is 28 days later zombies.
They are pretty tough.
And relentless.
Yeah, that's true. I'm giving it to Norman. He can shoot a gun accurately blind. I mean, he doesn't have a gun here, but to do that... Yeah, to do that when you hear, like, a breath, I mean, come on. Just that skill and training is just immaculate.
Norman.
Norman.
I'm gonna have to agree with Tim.
Yeah. Jim, sorry.
Unfortunately, Jim.
You're a cool guy.
He was able to beat Joseph.
Yeah.
But Joseph is Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Joseph. All right. So I guess let's restart the wheel.
Yep.
And we'll input new inputs here.
We only need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be an odd number.
Right. Come on now.
So I guess whoever is the last one that we don't do.
Yeah.
Just take 5.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of that. It'll be 15 then.
Oh.
But it won't.
Oh, yeah. Why is it?
It's like lagging.
Technical difficulty.
Oh, snap.
Snap.
I'll snap. There we go.
Interesting.
Now
whoa! 100.
That's a lot. We don't have that. All right.
That's a lot.
I'm pulling it up on the phone.
Is it not?
Because that's just being slow. Technicalities are difficult.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, nice.
I used this to go left, and then when I hit delete, then it went backwards.
Sick.
That's weird.
Fixed. Mr. Technical Man over here.
All right. Well, before we reveal, so who we have winning, who we won this last round, was Marty, Ricky, John Carver, Naru, and Norman.
Yes.
So those are the 5. So number 4 is Naru.
So we got Naru versus Norman.
Norman.
Ooh,
Okay.
this is tough.
This is an interesting one.
This is tough.
I don't want to be biased as well. Because
Right.
in terms of likability, I like Naru better than Norman.
Right. But she's loud.
She is loud.
No matter, what she's not a silent mover. Like, it's going to make a lot of noise. She can be silent. She can kind of, tiptoe and kind of get an easy kill. Again, with her ranged weapon here, but
and there's no infrared that she can hide from.
This is true.
Because Norman is just blind.
Yeah.
So he doesn't rely on that.
He's got the heightened senses.
Naru can adapt to her surroundings. So she realizes that she has to be quieter.
However, will she think this guy's blind? Easy. Runs up. Not so easy.
I think she took time with the Predator. I think she took time to understand the Predator.
True.
I mean, she had more time with the Predator, but I think she definitely was able to come up with a plan and sense that I have to use not just raw strength.
Right.
She has to use some tactical abilities. But Norman does have actual military training.
Right. Does she have
is stronger than Naru physically.
Right.
So if Norman were to get a hold of Naru, Predator was also her dog helped her.
True. She doesn't have the dog this time.
Nope.
Now, Norman, all he's really got is defense. He wins on defense. He's not going to be, running up because I don't think he can do that. Yeah. He's more of the let me wait and counteract. In that sense, would he still win? If she got close enough and he got a hold of her, would he win? And how? Because she has the axe, the hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
How would he disarm her? What does he have?
Well, it has it on the string so she can throw it and
would he be able to hear it and dodge? Is he that good? We get into the, it's
would she be able to?
Because I feel like that's hard to dodge because it moves pretty quick. And I feel like you wouldn't really hear that. Part of me thinks easy wipe, she just goes whoop, dead.
Norman has to get close.
Right.
That's going to be his main goal.
The only thing I can see is she goes for the throw. He he pulls one of these and grabs the rope and yanks her towards, and then it's a fist fight, And in a fist fight, Norman's winning.
Yeah.
He can just strangle her.
With her.
Yeah, she doesn't have physical strength. So I can see a scenario where he kind of yanks her and then maybe wraps it around her neck and chokes her out that way. I can see that, but is that possible? That's just my imagination.
That is.
It's pure imagination. I don't know how that's going to work.
All right there, Willie.
So yeah.
I agree with that.
That's a scenario in my head going
here. They're kind of so different, but they're kind of almost evenly matched in terms of which way it could go. Because Naru was able to defeat the Predator. Norman is sort of like a Predator because his vision is not the same as a Predator, but they both have vision issues. Naru would probably sense the same thing.
Right.
True. To deal with him in a similar way. But yeah, what you said about him grabbing the hatchet, I don't know how realistic he would do that. He has pretty good hearing.
And he is old, so he's not fast,
Naru would be faster. My main thing is I don't know if Norman would be able to catch the hatchet.
I don't think that's feasible for him. Because it's so fast, and when it's whipping at you, I don't think you'd be able to hear it to know.
He's not a Predator, so it's not going to take as many attacks to kill him.
It would be pretty easy because he's an old man. He's an old man, just with training.
Yeah.
But he's out of his element. He's not in his own house.
Yeah.
It is a straight hallway or arena.
I don't think it would go that easily though. I don't think Norman. I think Naru will keep her distance, and then because he doesn't have a gun, he'll have a knife or whatever. So in terms of, they're both tactically advantaged versus this is a hard one.
It is.
Versus, I was worried with Naru
because she's Naru. But Norman, again, he's blind.
Norman's Norman.
Norman is Norman.
Norman is Norman.
He's blind, but I think we're taking the blindness, like his ability of being like supersonic, like Daredevil. He's not Daredevil.
He's not.
He's just a blind guy who knows his house very well.
That is true.
He's not in his house. Anybody, I think, could take him. I think it has to be Naru. She's got an axe she can throw and whip back. And then again, if you run up to him, you can just slash his legs. You know, she's a lot faster.
Yeah.
I think Norman's...
I was leaning towards Naru as well. But I don't want to give the bias the satisfaction.
I know, but like, in what... Again, my scenario, but how plausible is that?
Yeah.
You know? Like, he's not an agile daredevil. He's old.
Well, I'm going to have to say Naru.
Yeah.
Naru.
Do you agree? Do you not? Is it actually a good matchup? Let us know.
What do you think of Tim's scenario?
It's a cool scenario.
She would use that.
And if they ever had a movie with this or an animation, I can totally see that happening. But like, in a real life scenario, I don't think he has the speed and the agility to like catch the rope, plus the strength to yank her from 15 feet, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she would definitely just like fall down. She wouldn't like get whipped over. He's not that strong, you know. He's not super sane, but
she'd have to hold on to the rope.
Yeah, and she's
the whole time.
And she's gonna let go, but then she doesn't have.
Then she's disarmed, and then Norman has it.
Reset. Now we're resetting now.
Wait, you are.
But if he has the axe.
Oh yeah, this scenario, Norman then gets Naru's axe.
Yeah, if he disarms,
he might win because he'll just flail. He'll flail it all around.
He can shoot with it. He can throw it. But she's fast. She'll dodge it and get the axe back. Then she wins. Naru wins. That's the scenario. Somebody animate that. Naru wins. Naru,
maybe State Farm can animate it.
Yeah, State Farm. Jake.
Not advertised.
Yeah, no. Spin it up. Naru is forward.
Number 1.
3.
Oh,
try again. Erin.
No,
Carver.
No, John Carver.
John Carver. Psych.
Forgot our scenario.
Get psyched out.
John S. Carver. I don't know his middle name.
Yeah. John versus Marty.
Marty, I'm scared.
All right, okay. I think John wins this. Stoner guy versus military, police activity.
Yeah.
I think he's got it.
How would it go down, though?
I don't know. They're two regular guys. It'd be a fist fight, I can see. This would be more of a brawl.
Yeah,
like throw him up.
Okay, a good brawl. I still think Marty would.
I think
he's so defiant in anything he does that I think he would still put up a good fight. But in the end, John Carver would just eventually brutally kill him.
Police training.
Yeah,
he'd cook him up.
He'd handcuff him and then beat him up. No, he doesn't have a handcuff.
Yeah,
just give him his basic axe.
Right. Yeah.
That one was quick.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, he's a normal guy versus police experience. Sorry, he has the experience.
Yeah.
Experience over everything else.
Yeah.
Is he stoned up?
Is he?
Can that give him an edge, or does that hinder his abilities? I don't know how that works.
I guess it would have to depend on. He smokes in the movie. I don't think that
would
hinders...
make him, I think, carefree. So he wouldn't be thinking like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." Maybe that gives him the confidence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, and people with
maybe that's how he survived Cabin in the Woods.
Could be
for the majority of the movie.
Because people with carefree, no confidence, big, high confidence, they're pretty strong because they don't care about losing. They don't think they're going to lose.
Yeah.
So.
But is that enough to win John Carver?
Police training. Yeah, I don't think so.
Brutally, because by the end of the movie, I'm pretty sure he's been stabbed or shot or whatever.
Yeah.
So eventually he would bleed out.
Like,
I don't think he has it. He'd be able to go all the way.
Yeah. Yo, is that a turkey? And then he just dies.
Yeah.
Cut his head off. Sick turkey costume,
Death
man.
by munchies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna say that John wins this one. Good old John
Man,
Carver.
We need to have the setups to where we actually disagree, like Pamela and Erin. You know, I'm waiting for those.
We'll see. All right, what do you guys agree with? So, for the next battle royale, all killers or all survivors or victims.
Yeah.
What is more interesting? I think killers is more interesting when you put killer versus killer.
Uh-huh.
Because it's kind of hard to compare like other victims versus other movie killers because movie tropes.
Yeah.
I think they get in the way of that. But then when you put any villain versus villain, it gets interesting.
Right. And like, unfortunately, most horror, it's like the slashers. Like normally they're regular people, so it's kind of hard to do that. Other genres like superheroes, that's where the debate really happens. Yeah. So that's where most of the debate is. Unfortunately, the horror ones are more grounded.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to decipher that, but
yeah, because you got demons versus demons, and then demons versus slashers. Right. Michael Myers and Jason, they're
all evenly matched pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just your own scenario.
Yeah.
Then again, like you have, like I mentioned, like behind the scenes, like Magneto versus Darth Vader. I mean, like that's a good fight. You can have an argument on both ways. Like the master of the Force versus the master of maneuvering metal.
I mean, that is true. It's
like not to get into this debate. That's I can't want to do it. That's a whole separate thing. Maybe if you really want it, we can do that. But for now, we're focusing on this.
Yeah.
Darth Vader interesting. So
maybe you guys can pick each character.
Yeah, you pick it.
Put it in the comments on which characters, whether this is a clip from Instagram or TikTok or it's on YouTube Shorts, or on this video, make a comment on who you would like to see in the Battle Royale.
Yeah. Give us the list.
So John Carver wins. So we have Naru, John Carver, and
Norman?
No, because Naru wins.
Oh, Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky's still alive.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Naru, John, and Ricky.
Okay.
So we'll set it to 3, and the first matchup will be it. Oh my god, I did it again.
So wait.
How'd you do it? Fix it. That's so dumb.
It is dumb.
So the first two, the other person will be a spectator, and they just have
immunity. The one we didn't have on that round was Ricky, only because of the odd number.
Right. Number 2, John Carver versus...
We'll just do versus Ricky at that point.
Okay, because he had immunity last time. So
yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go to the fight.
He's revving up. Pure chaos versus police training. Again, be a good fight.
The police shot him, so he's got...
They shot him multiple times, and he still lived.
Yeah, so he's...
cliffhanger there. He's still...
John Carver's probably got a bulletproof vest.
He probably does.
So no guns work on each other.
Right. However, would a bulletproof vest withstand maybe an axe?
I don't know.
Like, I know it's bullets, but does that make it not knife resistant?
I'm not an expert on
because they do have like knife resistant vests.
They do,
but I don't know if a bulletproof vest is strong enough.
Ricky
for a knife.
Also against Ricky as well.
That's true. He's strong. It would probably go right through it, no matter what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Oh man. Maybe Ricky wins.
Ricky has absolutely brute strength.
He does. I mean, you saw I mention it all the time because first it's hilarious, and when he held the guy up, he was punching him in the face, and he was just taking it, not being affected by it. And I don't think John Carver is, he's not superhuman. Like he has this normal strength.
Yeah.
I don't in a fist fight. I think Ricky has it.
He'd be pushed over.
Yeah. Pushover.
Yeah, he's a pushover. Sorry, John. You're not as interesting.
No. You do cook people though. That's
it's a little sadistic.
Yeah. Sadism. Sadism. Yeah, I'm going Rick. The Rick man, the Rickster.
The Rickster.
The Rickster.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with
just
Ricky.
Beast.
he has absolute brute strength versus John Carver.
Yeah.
How easily, though?
I think it'd be an interesting fight, but Ricky would have the edge.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be as interesting as...
Yeah, we should have put Arnold on this. Dutch.
Probably. Well, see, if we do victims, all victims, we'd have to do all victims that know how to fight. I'd say all victims that have, like,
training or something.
Big training, like, even Ripley, she was probably given some training in space.
Yeah, she knows how to use
Arnold,
a gun.
Naru, like, I had Naru, Erin, like, anybody who, like, Ash from Evil Dead, anybody that has, like, skills, because, like, there's horror movies where the victims are just running away, and I mean they like Jason, in those movies, the victims, they run away and then they get them by like surprise, but it's not like it's not the same as like Ash versus Evil Dead where like he's fighting an army.
Yeah, like he's literally
with chainsaw
in the forefront. Yeah. All right, so it's Ricky versus Naru.
Who?
I don't know. I think Naru wins.
I mean, it seems like the same thing. I mean, Naru is just...
See, at this point, now we got super intelligence versus this brute strength. And intelligence always wins.
That's what they want you to think.
This is true. Let's put out the scenario.
Ricky's got an axe. Naru still has her hatchet.
Super strength with an axe and psychotic. Versus super smart, intelligent, super agile, super fast.
Well, Predator was intelligent.
True.
Ricky has some intelligence.
He's got the psychotic intelligence, which is it's intelligence.
He's good manipulation because he got into the doc's head.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
And the doc was so confident. He's like, I've dealt with people like you. So he has...
We'll see about
a little interesting. But I don't think anything like that would work on Naru.
No.
Language barrier?
Yeah, she can't really speak English. So she'd be like, what are you saying?
He'd just scoff like, I'm gonna kill you. You don't know what I'm saying. It'd be some dumb one-liner.
Mother Superior.
I mean, to be fair, what Ricky had to do, he fought people with lesser strength than him, but not as like...
He fought nobody who... He fought like nobody who fought back. Oh, the only guy who fought back was the guy in the alley with the umbrella, but nobody else. They were just civilians.
Exactly.
And Chuck or Chad, whatever his name was.
What was his name?
It was either Chad or Chuck.
Chet. No,
Chet.
I could have sworn it's Chet. It's definitely Chet.
Maybe.
Chat, let us know. I mean, Chet, let us know.
Chat GPT, let us know.
Are there any Chets watching?
Chet. Was it Chet? I thought it was Chad.
Chad.
I'm looking it up.
Chud.
Yo, Chuck.
Ricky's has to fight people who aren't as strong as him, which Naru would not be as physically strong.
True.
But Naru was able to defeat a predator who's both stronger, probably stronger than Ricky, more intelligent.
Chip.
All right.
Chip off the old block.
Any chips out there?
Yeah, any chips out there?
Let us know.
I mean, the face on that guy. I mean,
good old Eric Freeman.
The face on this guy here. I mean, how do you lose against that? Like, he's pissed. You've seen him when he's like pissed. He's pissed. You know,
the little face he does.
Yeah, his confused anger face. He's pissed. But I think that's gonna go to his head. It's the ego.
It would.
He's pure psychotic.
Naru. I'm gonna say Naru does win.
Yeah,
I don't want to be see. I don't think there's bias because
it's so.
In terms of likability, I kind of like Ricky more.
Yeah, well, he's just because he's
I don't know
funny.
Funny. Naru is just a badass.
Yeah, she beat a predator.
She did.
It's a high honor.
And they're intelligent. Ricky's a little bit intelligent, like in terms of manipulation, but not as intelligent as a predator.
Right.
Like he would go with brute strength against a predator and lose.
Right. Like take Batman.
Yeah.
Intelligence always wins against brute strength. Half of his villains.
Contingency.
Yeah, half of his villains are just brute strength, and he always wins.
It is weird. I actually saw a clip of an animated of Batman, and he deciphered that they were all robots, even himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what the plot was for the episode, but it was like even a clone. Oh, it was like Darkseid cloning them as robots.
Yeah.
And
He knows.
he realized that Cyborg was a robot, but he's always a robot, but more robot than usual.
Yeah.
And then he's like, punch me as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And then they all became robots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's smart.
So
obviously, yeah,
intelligence is definitely
it always wins.
It always wins.
Yeah, Naru, whatever.
Does it always win though? Because Invincible. Because brute strength is a big factor.
True, but he always gets his ass handed to him. He does end up winning, but he always gets his ass rocked.
He doesn't have the experience as well, so that experience matters.
He doesn't know how to use his strength yet.
Yeah,
he has it, but he can't unlock it intelligently enough.
No, he also doesn't have as much pure strength.
Right.
Like at least in an arm wrestle.
Right.
Not to go off topic, but we're trying to compare intelligence, brute strength. Naru has more intelligence than Ricky, and she's already shown us that she'll beat the Predator.
Yeah.
I mean, she was bound to beat the Predator, though.
Yeah. Obviously, it's.
But in terms of realistically, would you think that Naru could beat the Predator? Like if you were
not at all.
Okay.
I think that's like Arnold, 100%. But Naru, it's hard to not to get into all that conversation, but it's just hard to believe. And she can only do it by outsmarting it, which was good.
Yeah.
She didn't win by raw strength because there's a clear difference there. So she had to use her intelligence, which does make sense. So again, it's the intelligence that made her win, not because she's just strong.
Naru is really quick.
Yeah.
Ricky is pretty slow as he walks around with the gun.
True, he kind of stops.
Not a care in the world.
Yeah.
He'd be pretty careless.
He would be. I don't think he could win just because he's a big head. What do they call him? Kong.
Kong. Yeah. He's Kong.
So he's strong, but
Kong.
Yeah, he's not smart enough.
Kong versus Naru.
King Kong.
King Kong.
Yeah, King Kong wins.
Yeah. So I think we both agree Naru.
Naru is the overall winner. Of the whole bracket here.
I feel like she's earned it.
I think she does. She has earned it. Yeah.
See, this is why I don't believe Pamela winning. Do you see it now?
But psychotic mother versus just somebody who
could Pamela. Do you think Pamela could beat Ricky?
No.
Then Naru.
It's Erin. It's versus Erin, not a super beefed up man.
Do you think Naru could beat Pamela?
Yeah.
Why not Erin?
Well, first of all, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't really know a lot. I'm just going off of what you have said and what you've researched, but she's not that old. I thought she was older than she is. She's not that old. And again, Erin's a little bit younger, but she doesn't really have any fighting experience. It was kind of on the whim, and she's just kind of throwing stuff. You said,
no,
like household items.
She was trained as a kid.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We discussed this.
Yeah, I forgot. So kind of like New Timeline Laurie Strode, how she went through all that self training and she taught herself.
It said up to 15 she was by her father. Gosh. That she was trained for surviving.
All right, so maybe.
So that's why she was able to fend off 3 grown men.
Yeah.
And she bested them.
True.
Tactically. That's why I said that Pamela would not win against Erin. Because it's in the same boat of Naru versus Erin. I think Naru wins, though.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah, I can see it.
Naru, if the end turned out Naru versus Pamela, Naru's just winning.
Yeah.
And Erin's already beat Pamela to me. So
True.
Naru definitely earns it.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I think no matter what matchup, if she went against anybody, I think she would have an edge. There'd be some good fights, but I think she can best everybody on the list.
Yeah.
Naru. There's not one person that I think has an edge over her. So I think, the matchup, I think she was just destined to win. Like The Thing should have won, He's just destined to win.
Yeah. I got that in 4K.
It's good
Blu-ray.
Even I don't have that.
Scar.
Got the steelbook back there, though. It's sick looking. I'm in the process of collecting all.
Wait, you have it, but it's not in the steelbook?
No, I don't have it. My dad has it.
Oh, okay.
It's a cool steelbook. I don't know where it is. Maybe we do that. Maybe we review physical media. It's a segment.
Oh, their box art and stuff.
Box art, quality of them. Promote the physical media because it's dying.
Yeah, I'm going back to physical media.
It's dying. Streaming sucks.
It does.
You don't get the same sound audio. You don't get the picture audio. It skips and lags every now and then. Blows. And you never own it if you stream it. As long as you have it on disc, it's yours. They can't take it away.
The thing that I got in the disc, it came with the 4K Blu-ray and then the original just Blu-ray, and then it comes with a little card, and you can put it on like a streaming service or whatever it's called, like with it, so like you can own both. So it's still kind of
you still don't own it though. They can still take it
away. But I would still have the physical copy.
The digital.
Just, if I wanted to not have to bring it.
Oh yeah, if you're like on a plane or something, you can watch it, but you still don't own it. They can take it away, which is stupid. But
it is.
Anyway, not to go on that tangent. Naru wins.
Fatalities.
Woo! And that is it. That concludes Battle Royale 2.0.
Yeah. Now, when you picture these fights, are you picturing Mortal Kombat?
This one currently, yeah, because it's like a hallway. I'm imagining the 2D landscape. I can see that.
There needs to be a Mortal Kombat just with these characters.
Yeah, someone create Mortal. I keep spitting everywhere. Someone create Mortal Kombat style of all of these fights. If I had the time, I would, but I don't. Somebody else do it for us. So yeah, that will conclude our Battle Royale. Congratulations, Naru.
Naru, what does she get? What does she get? Pain and suffering.
Respect.
Pain and suffering.
Yeah. She's bruised up and battered.
Yeah, but she survived.
I'm a survivor.
Now, is she stuck here forever? In this world?
Yeah. She can't go home.
She can't go home.
She wins, but at what cost? At what cost?
Maybe that's a story.
For another time.
That's just a story.
A TKMP story.
No, we're not going to do that.
No.
Can't do that.
We didn't do it.
We didn't
cut that. We didn't
can't do that. Let us know what you guys thought of part 1 and part 2 together, because watch these as a whole.
Yeah.
Because if you watch this, you're not going to understand.
Yeah, watch the first one first. We'll put it. Wait. We'll put it up here. We'll figure out how to do. Oh no! Don't you need a certain thing for that? Or can you link that? Do we need a certain amount of subscribers? You know how like they'll say like, "Oh, click my previous video," and it'll pop up on the bar, and you click it.
I don't know. Well, okay, if we figure it out, it's
there.
Right there.
I think it's there. Because if you're watching YouTube, it's always up here.
Right there.
Above my head. Click it and watch it. And let us know who you think would win, who you want to win. Were we wrong? Let us know. Educate us.
No, we'll educate you.
Yeah. We're the teachers. Because you know nothing, and I know everything.
All right, well, this was fun.
Yeah. We'll do more of these.
Little on the whim.
Yeah.
Debates.
Let us know if you like the whim better, or if you like the pre-made like stories and setups.
Yeah.
We like both ideas, because when you write the stories, it gives some context, and it's not just like a a little bit
more interesting.
Yeah, and it kind of creates a scenario,
and it's fun. You can think about it when you read it, and actually put it in your head.
Yeah, and you can close your eyes and maybe fall asleep to this, and you can imagine it in your head. Like the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a visual learner, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. So make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, because you'll be entered into our giveaway that we will be doing very soon. You already know the information. You already know that in 2 weeks from the past video, 1 more week to go, we'll reveal the winner. The information's in that one, so watch that if you haven't watched that yet.
Make sure. Oh yeah, which episode do they have to? Because they have to comment.
It'll be the substance. So the episode before this,